He was like, "You're my brother. I love you."
That scene was funny too at the beginning. He's like, "Am I getting screwed over out of my money?" He's like, "I love you." He asked his friend, "Am I getting screwed over?" He said he loves you. He said he's your brother.
Hi, I'm Danielle.
And I'm Del.
And this is the Black Catch-Up, where we're catching up on iconic black media we missed out on in our more conservative religious childhood. Yes, we did. Another movie with Jamie Foxx. He's not starring in it like he did the other two, but still, we're getting a lot of Jamie Foxx. As always, IMDb. The boxing champ's promoter thinks change is needed. He finds the one man who's beaten his black champ at 17, a white man now in a rock band. Like Rocky, he trains heavily, whereas the champ slacks.
Okay.
I don't know if that's how I would have phrased it.
No, it's not. It's not. Yeah. It almost seemed like they tried a little too hard almost and lost the big picture, it seems, you know? But, yeah, I guess, as usual, starting off with things you liked about this one.
Yeah,
I guess I'll start off. I thought the overall premise of this one was funny. Kind of like this, like, parody boxing fight where, I guess black fighters, like, all the rage, and then they, like, find this, like, scrawny white guy to fight him just to, like, build up the hype. Not only is it, like, a funny concept. Yeah, it's a funny concept and lends itself to, like, a lot of funny scenes, but also it is, like, I guess kind of true in a sense. Like, I know there was, like, the big fight, like, a few years ago of, like, Conor McGregor versus, like, Floyd Mayweather that, like, did a bunch of, like, kind of the same idea, like, undefeated black fighter fighting, like, I want to say Conor McGregor was, like, an MMA fighter or something else, but he, like, came in the ring. So, yeah, like, I thought it was just, like, a real concept, but also, like, played out very funnily and, I don't know, had a lot of good moments in this one.
Yeah. I thought this movie was really funny, especially Samuel L. Jackson's character.
Mm-hmm.
Hilarious as the Sultan.
Yeah.
And I think my favorite aspects of this movie were when they did the more sensational, like, fictional parts that are boxing. Because I know most people, when it comes to, like, wrestling, boxing, anything like that, they're like, it's all fake, nothing's real. But just, like, them kind of leading into it with, like, the fake punch that they had during the press conference. Jeff Goldblum's character reading the fake letter and pretending that there was, like, a wheelchair-bound kid who was like, this makes me believe that I could walk. Like, it was so funny. Those parts were so funny to me.
Yeah, no, I'll also second. I thought, like, the characters were really good in this one. Like you said, like, Samuel L. Jackson. I thought Jamie's character as, like, the...
I made a note of him, too.
Yeah, the manager of, like, the real boxer who should be fighting was funny. Like, all those interactions were just hilarious. But, yeah, I guess similar. I thought, like, the actual boxing scenes were good, too. I liked how they kind of just kept it to, like, the hits. Like, you watch real boxing, it's a lot of, like, standing around, like, hugging, honestly. But this one, they kind of just kept it to, like, big hits, which I thought made it, like, a lot more fun to watch. So, yeah, that was cool.
Yes. I loved whenever we saw the juxtaposition in training for the champ, and then when it was finally revealed that James had gained a lot of weight, but the Sultan was still like, he's the best, he's my champion, I trust him, he knows what he's doing, just like all of that stuff, and then it reveals he's like just been eating donuts and he can't catch an ice cream truck that he runs after. That was really funny.
I really like that aspect too, and honestly, like, I couldn't tell who was going to win the fight, like, up until, like, when he came to the last fight, like, I wasn't sure how they were, like, if they're gonna, like, okay, does he win because he's just, like, the better fighter, which he probably should, or do they, like, actually make the white guy win because he's, like, putting in the training? So I thought it did, like, add to a little bit of the suspense in this one.
Yeah. That's what I thought. That was my last note, too. I liked the final fight a lot, because for a moment you do think that the new guy could win, because he's, like, training hard, and, like, you see him actively, like, doing things. But at the end of the day, you remember he is still just an amateur, and he doesn't know how to box, and he hasn't boxed since he was 17.
Yeah.
But it was, like, one of those weird things where it's, like, no matter which way this goes, I can see the movie, like, taking it and running with it, and it's still being funny.
Exactly. Yeah, and, like, even at that moment where, like, he got the hit, and I was like, oh, okay, like, is he actually, like, competing? And then, like, by the end of it, it's like, okay, 27 seconds, like, that makes sense.
Yeah. You know? And then everyone just feels the weight of them all being duped because they just fell for this white guy, basically.
Exactly. Like, okay, he wasn't a fighter.
Yeah. Like, Samuel L. Jackson's character like lied, cheat, stole all to get to, and he didn't have to pay for it.
It did work. It 100% worked. Other little like kind of plot thing I liked how the like white fighter was like anti-racist, but like his trainer was like forcing him to be racist, and like he's like use that hate, knock his black ass out, and he's like human being, like I'm just gonna knock his human ass out. Like, I thought there were like little funny scenes like that. But, so I just thought that was funny.
Yeah, this was a funny movie.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're on to negative.
Yeah. I didn't have too much. If you want to start,
I don't either, actually. My main thing was this movie wasn't boring per se. It just wasn't fully satisfying. Like, I wish we could have seen a few more of the shady antics and dealings that the Sultan was doing, just to see how big of a reach he had throughout everything. Because it seems like he has literally everyone in his pocket by the end. But I would kind of like to see a little bit of that, like him greasing the wheels over here and then doing this, doing that. And then I also would have liked to see the camera crew come back in a meaningful way, because Jeff Goldblum's character kind of ditched them, and they seemed like they were very self-righteous about, like, we really want to make sure that everything's on the up and up, and we get rid of this guy. Like, he's bad for sports in general. Like, this is a huge guy who's a scandal. We want to uncover the truth, and I wish that kind of, like, came back in some way.
Yeah, definitely get that. I didn't have too many problems with this one, except kind of the same, like, I felt like the plot didn't have enough, I think for what the plot was, it did very well, and, like, for being this, like, kind of parody movie of, like, the boxing thing, it did well, but, like, there wasn't a lot more to attach myself on this one. There kind of was, like, that little side plot of, like, Jeff Goldblum's character trying to, like, take over the boxing thing and, like, sign the new guy, but even that, like, fell kind of flat and seemed, like, kind of in the background, so, like, I don't know what I would have recommended for this one, or what I, like, would have recommended in the ad, but I just wish there was a little more either to, like, give it that, like, oh yeah, this was a good movie because, like, it had something, like, extremely positive in it, or, like, something, like walking out of this one, I feel like I enjoyed it and, like, had a good time, but there wasn't that, like, anything that, like, really stood out and, like, made it, like, a great movie beyond, like, just the premise itself,
Yeah. I just feel as though this movie could have gone further.
Yeah,
if they just amped things up by the time it got to the end to, like, an 11, I really feel like that could have like, taken it over.
No, this is a 90-minute, like, parody movie, and I'm, like, scared to say it, but I think they could have gone a little longer, like, hour 50 maybe for this one, I don't know, I couldn't, like, and like, all the characters were fun to watch, so, like, I don't think it would have suffered too much, assuming they, like, actually added something, like, a new, like, interesting plot detail. I think they, like, could have done it, But, yeah, this one I did walk out wishing I had, like, a little more movie almost,
Yeah.
Yes. Did you have anything else?
Maybe it could have been in the regular box, the actual boxer. Maybe it could have come from him. I don't know, because they're definitely on the Jamie Foxx and the other boxer. They're definitely on the outskirts. I feel like maybe that could have been what made it go over the top in a way. Maybe because he's very much, like, trying to be grounded in reality. Like, hey, to be a good boxer and to be the champ, you just gotta, like, be a good boxer. You don't need all this, like, fanfare, floof, blah 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 blah. So I feel like it could have.
Yeah.
Maybe that could have been why.
Yeah.
I did really like this, though.
Yeah.
I still like it, though.
No, I did, too. I guess, are we on to ratings, or did you have anything else?
That was all I had.
Okay, I'm getting to ratings then. You want to go first for this one?
Yeah. I gave this one a 3 out of 5. It was a very light movie. I had a good time watching it. Like we've been saying, I thought it was really funny. Even though it didn't fully go all the way with the messaging and pushing the envelope, I just still found it very enjoyable. It was very much a rich people are going to be rich type of thing.
Yeah.
But in a good way. In a good way.
Yeah, no, I also gave this one a 3 for the same reason. Like, it was just, like, an enjoyable, fun movie to watch. Like, very easy to watch. You don't have to, like, focus too hard. You get those good laughs. The casting was really good. Like, pretty much all these actors were, like, really funny in their roles. So, it overall wasn't enjoyable. And then, like, again, like, I thought the premise was just really fun. Like, it is a really fun premise, and, like, almost, like, hard to mess up once you have, like, Samuel L. Jackson in there, and, like, so I don't know. It did what it needed to do. Didn't do anything more than it had to, which You know,
yeah, I think that's our big thing. It's
yeah.
like, I wanted you to do a little more.
Yeah, like you had this great concept and you just like did like the bare bones minimum of what you could have done, and like it worked. But I would have liked to see it get pushed a little further. But yeah, overall good though. Final question: do you wish you saw this one sooner?
I'm gonna say yes, because I really liked it, and I feel like this has the capacity to be like a White Chicks to me, where it's like just one of those movies that's just like so easy, and like I don't think it would get made quite like this today. And just like keeping it in that state and being like, I want to watch The Great White Hype on the same vein as like a White Chicks. I feel like I like it in that way.
Yeah, I guess I didn't say yes, but I do wish I had like heard of this movie before. You know, like I had never heard of this, and like you said, like it kind of does feel like it could fit in that like kind of like White Chicks niche of like, okay, these are just like very fun, like kind of classic movies that aren't like super serious, but like very fun, get like good laughs, great concept. So I wish I had at least like heard of this movie before, you know.
Yeah, I had not heard of this before either.
I had a lot of fun watching this one. I really did.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was The Great White Hype. Yeah, YouTube housekeeping, like, comment, subscribe.
Ring the bell for notifications. If you have any movie suggestions for us, you can leave them in the comments down below. We do movies on Tuesdays and Fridays. All of our socials will be linked in the description box down below, and we'll see you next time to catch up. Bye!
Yeah, I don't know if you watched the Floyd Mayweather fight, but it's actually like kind of similar, I guess, in the sense that like
I did not.
Yeah, Conor McGregor was Irish, and he was a fighter, which was a little better, but like the skill sets of boxing and MMA are like super different. And so like when you actually watch the fight, it ended up being like, oh yeah, this is why he doesn't box. Like he's not a professional boxer. Like, he pretty much lost because he like ran out of stamina. Because I think boxing rounds are just longer than MMA rounds. So like he kind of just ran out of stamina and lost, and like. That fight was also pretty like quick, not quick, but I think like Floyd Mayweather kind of won pretty easily, you know. But
that's basically what this was.
Yeah,
and they took the extra step of not even have him like train. They were like, yeah, you're just gonna